Coffin Dodgers, a kart racing game by developer Milky T, is so painstakingly mediocre that it had me questioning the very approach that I take towards evaluating games. If a game chooses to aim towards achieving low-hanging goals, can it ever be deemed bad if it accomplishes them? Is a review of a game simply a retelling of whether a game was able to do what it set out to achieve? After spending more time thinking about these things than I actually spent playing Coffin Dodgers, I decided I was thinking too much about trivial things. A game review is simply an evaluation of a game based on its own merits, not its own goals or the circumstances that surround it, because there is no reliable means for a reviewer to know what exactly the original intentions of a game were or are. With that being said, my evaluation of Coffin Dodgers is fairly simple. The game is bad. In all honesty, it's probably one of the worst kart racers that I've ever played in my life, and I would have played significantly less of it had the Platinum Trophy not been so damn easy to achieve. All in all, the game took me 5 hours and 30 minutes to 100%. While this is a fairly respectable length considering the scope of the game, every minute of it was a painstaking experience. You can play as one of the 8 playable characters, one of which you unlock by beating the game, but there is no difference between any of them. It's purely aesthetic. There is virtually no graphical feedback given to the player when anything happens in the game, except when you die. This causes an ultimately frustrating experience right from the get-go, as enemies will constantly, and I mean constantly, harass you, but you won't have any way of knowing it until you're dead. And while the others harass you, you'll have no chance of retaliation. The collision detection in Coffin Dodgers is comparable to a basketball game seeing you missed while the ball perfectly slides through the hoop. You can upgrade your kart in the garage, allowing for acceleration, weapon, and aesthetic improvements. You won't need any though, except the acceleration, considering the weapons barely work. Furthermore, the game is largely unbalanced. If you fall behind, you lose. If you're ahead of the pack, it's virtually impossible to lose. You won't fall behind often, however, because it seems as though the kart that the player uses simply accelerates faster than anyone else, and as such, challenge is nowhere to be found in Coffin Dodgers. I wouldn't have cared so much if the driving was fun in Coffin Dodgers, but it's not. The only thing I could ever commend this developer for is the fact that they somehow made the game feel flimsy, loose, clunky, stiff, all at the same time. A feat that I've never seen before and hope to never see again. Coffin Dodgers' attempt at a comedic narrative is so absolutely ludicrous that the only reason anyone could laugh at anything in Coffin Dodgers is by pointing out the comedy gold that this game's sorry state is. As you've probably noticed by now, I'm going to keep this review fairly short unlike my others, simply because I don't want to waste your time talking about this game. Do not buy it unless you're the type of person who platinumed Hannah Montana the movie on PS3. My name is Himanshu Talwar. You can follow me on Twitter at SenorBrownCat, that's SenorBrownCat, and you can check out all of our PlayStation news over at PlayStationEnthusiast.com, or you can check out our news site, Enthusiast.gg. Thanks.